Welcome back, finance fans. In this video, I will discuss the Magnificent Seven. These companies are the world's most influential and valuable technology-driven companies. They dominate their respective sectors and have collectively driven a significant portion of the overall growth in the stock market. Who are they? How do they make money? And how can you invest? In no particular order, let's get into it. Meta primarily makes money through digital advertising across its family of platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, and Messenger. According to Meta's first quarter financial results, advertising revenue accounted for the vast majority of its total revenue. About 98% of its revenue comes from advertising. Businesses pay to display ads targeted to Meta's nearly 4 billion monthly active users worldwide. United States and Canada are the largest markets, generating about $18.61 billion in ad revenue, followed by Europe. You could invest by buying Meta shares. Over the past 10 years, Meta shares are up about 676%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Meta is one of the largest companies in the index, with a weighting of approximately 2.7% of the total market capitalization. Apple makes money primarily through a diversified portfolio of products and services, with its largest revenue driver being the iPhone. In the second quarter of 2025, Apple reported total revenue of $95.4 billion, with the iPhone segment alone generating $46.8 billion, accounting for nearly half of the company's revenue. Beyond the iPhone, Apple's Mac computers and iPads also contribute significantly, with Mac sales reaching $7.9 billion, up 7% year over year, and iPad sales hitting $6.4 billion, a 15% increase. The wearables, home and accessories category, which includes products like the Apple Watch and AirPods, generated over $11 billion, but saw a slight decline compared to previous years. A rapidly growing part of Apple's revenue comes from its services segment, which includes the App Store, iCloud, Apple Music, Apple TV, and Apple Pay. This segment set a new revenue record with $26.6 billion, and now represents a significant portion of Apple's overall income. You could invest by buying Apple shares. Over the past 10 years, Apple shares are up about 608%. You could also buy an S&P 500 ETF. Apple is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 6.4% of the total market cap. Amazon makes money through a diversified business model focusing on e-commerce, cloud computing, advertising, and subscription services. Amazon's largest revenue source is its online retail sales, which generated about $247 billion in 2024, accounting for roughly 39% of total revenue. This includes direct sales of products to consumers through Amazon.com. Additionally, third-party seller service fees charged to merchants who sell on Amazon's platform brought in about 25% of revenue. This marketplace model allows Amazon to earn commissions and fulfillment fees without holding inventory. Amazon Web Services is the cloud computing division and a major profit driver. In the first quarter of 2025, AWS generated $29.27 billion in revenue, growing about 17% year over year. AWS provides cloud infrastructure, AI services, and computing power to businesses globally. Amazon's advertising business earned approximately $13.9 billion in Q1 2025, up 18% year over year. Advertisers pay to promote products on Amazon's platforms, leveraging Amazon's vast shopper data for targeted ads. Amazon also generates revenue from subscription services like Amazon Prime, which offers benefits such as free shipping, streaming video, and music. Subscription services brought in about $44.4 billion in 2024, or 7% of total revenue. You could invest by buying Amazon shares. Over the past 10 years, Amazon shares are up about 785%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Amazon is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 4.6% of the total market cap. Nvidia makes money primarily through two main business segments: compute and networking and graphics. The compute and networking segment brings in about 89% of revenue, generating around $116.2 billion in fiscal 2025. It includes data center platforms and systems designed for artificial intelligence, high-performance computing, and cloud computing. Products in this segment power AI training and inference, autonomous vehicles, robotics, and networking infrastructure. Nvidia's advanced AI chips, like the next-generation Blackwell graphics processing units, are heavily used by major tech companies to run massive AI models and supercomputers. The graphics segment generated about $14.3 billion in fiscal 2025. It focuses on GPUs for gaming, professional visualization, and cloud-based virtual computing. Gaming remains a key market, with GPUs powering PCs and gaming consoles, along with Nvidia's GeForce Now streaming service. You could invest by buying Nvidia shares. Over the past 10 years, Nvidia shares are up about 21,255%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Nvidia is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 5.4% of the total market cap. Alphabet, the parent company of Google, makes money primarily through digital advertising, cloud services, consumer products, and subscriptions, with strong growth driven by AI integration across its platforms. Advertising is Alphabet's largest revenue source, accounting for roughly 75% of total revenue. Google Search and other ads generated about $50.7 billion in Q1 2025, up nearly 10% year over year. YouTube advertising contributed around $8.9 billion. Advertisers pay to display targeted ads to Alphabet's billions of users across Google Search, YouTube, and partner platforms. Google Cloud revenue reached $12.3 billion, a 28% year-over-year increase. This segment includes Google Cloud Platform, AI infrastructure, and generative AI solutions used by enterprises globally. Google Cloud is the second largest revenue contributor and a key growth driver. Alphabet also invests in emerging technologies like Waymo self-driving cars and Verily Healthcare, but these contribute a small portion of revenue. You could invest by buying Alphabet shares. Over the past 10 years, Alphabet shares are up about 529%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Alphabet is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 1.65% of the total market cap. Microsoft generates revenue through a diverse range of products and services, with a strong emphasis on cloud computing, productivity software, and personal computing. Microsoft Cloud is the largest and fastest-growing segment, generating about $42.4 billion in revenue in Q3 fiscal year 2025, up 20% year over year. This includes Azure, Microsoft's cloud platform, server products, and cloud services that power AI, data storage, and enterprise applications. Productivity and business processes generated about $29.9 billion in revenue. It includes Microsoft 365, LinkedIn, and Dynamics 365, with strong growth driven by commercial and consumer subscriptions. personal computing generated approximately $13.37 billion, growing 6% year over year. It includes Windows operating system licenses, Bing search advertising, devices, and gaming. Gaming is a significant growth area, boosted by Xbox hardware, software, and the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. You could invest by buying Microsoft shares. Over the past 10 years, Microsoft shares are up about 962%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Microsoft is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 6.2% of the total market cap. Tesla makes money primarily through the sale of electric vehicles, energy products, and regulatory credits, with emerging revenue streams from AI and autonomous technology. The largest part of Tesla's revenue comes from selling electric vehicles. In the first quarter of 2025, Tesla produced over 362,000 vehicles, generating approximately $13.9 billion in automotive revenue. Despite strong production, vehicle sales revenue declined about 20% year over year due to lower average selling prices and fewer deliveries, reflecting competitive pressures and market challenges. Tesla earns revenue by selling automotive regulatory credits to other automakers who need to meet emission standards. Tesla made about $595 million from these credits, though this is down from previous quarters as regulations and market conditions evolve. Tesla is investing heavily in AI-powered autonomous driving and robotics, including its planned robotaxi fleet. CEO Elon Musk has highlighted AI and robotics as major future revenue drivers with potential for high-margin services like autonomous ride-sharing. You could invest by buying Tesla shares. Over the past 10 years, Tesla shares are up about 1,705%. You could also buy an S&P 500 exchange-traded fund. Tesla is a large part of the index, with a weighting of approximately 1.7% of the total market cap. The Magnificent Seven are global tech giants whose profits come from a mix of hardware, software, digital services, cloud computing, advertising, and cutting-edge technologies like AI and electric vehicles. Their outsized influence on financial markets comes from their ability to innovate, scale rapidly, and maintain dominant positions in their respective sectors. Instead of being just a consumer of these products, you can be an owner in these companies if you choose to invest. You can buy shares directly in the company or own an S&P 500 ETF. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Until next time, keep earning, keep saving, and keep investing.